hoping to get out of Steubenville?
Probably get out of here on
Kayla,
Sunday.
what are you hoping to get out of Steubenville this weekend?
To grow closer to Jesus and the Holy Spirit.
What are you hoping to get out of Steubenville this weekend?
A good time and the Holy Spirit.
What are you hoping to get out of Steubenville this weekend?
I don't know. Probably get out Sunday. Hang with the boys.
Jersey, what did you get out of Mass today?
It was very welcoming and I'm ready to start the week. Like, it pumped me up.
Sylvia, what did you get out of Mass?
I got out of Mass that Jesus is greater than everything.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Father Mike Schmitz. If I had to give advice to any a young person, any person actually, who's either at Steubenville or not at Steubenville, like what's one thing that you can do to make sure that you can grow in your faith? Number one and number two. I'm going to have two. Number one is confession, and the other sacraments like Holy Communion. Confession being so critically important because why? Because oftentimes, we know ourselves, we know our hearts, we know we're going to fall, we're going to fail, we're going to sin. Oftentimes that takes us out of the knees and we begin to feel that we're disqualified. But as long as you continue to go to confession, there's no way in the world you'll be done, right? Even if you fall, you're never done. And so my friend Nick always says, if you fall, just fall into the confessional. That's what you need to do. Number two is prayer. Because why? Because it's one thing to have faith when the skies are blue and the sun is shining and things are good. But we know that life isn't like that. Life sometimes has sunny days, but it often has storms. Jesus even says this. And so we absolutely need to have a regular prayer life. That doesn't mean you have a holy hour every day, although you can do that even as a teenager. You can make that. But even if it's just 20 minutes, consistency, because intensity is what we like. We like the praise and worship, the adoration. We're like, I feel it so much. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So number one, confession whenever you need it, which is often for a lot of us. Number two, consistent prayer is absolutely essential. That's what I have to say. My name is still Father Mike Schmitz, and if someone was interested in discerning if God's calling me to be a religious sister or to be a priest, I would say, number one, to not be afraid of the answer. There are too many people that I meet who become afraid of that answer, and so because they're afraid, is God going to make me do this thing? A, He's not going to make you do anything that you don't want to do. B, God is a gentleman. He just wants you to be holy. That's the number one thing. So next thing, so don't be afraid. Next thing is, in not being afraid, we need to have a prayer life. Why? Because if the Lord is calling you to be His bride as a religious sister, or if the Lord's calling you to live in persona Christi as a priest, then you need to know His heart. If He knows your heart, He knows your heart better than anyone. But we don't know His heart, so we need to spend time with Him. And that's whether He's calling you to be a single person, married, priest, religious, doesn't matter. We need to know the Lord's heart, and so we need to spend time with Him. So number one, don't be afraid. Number two, we need to spend time with Him. So that means consistent prayer, just like the previous question. Also, find data. What I mean by that is, if you ever try to solve a problem like an algebra equation, you have like X, Y, Z, Q, whatever the unknown variables are. If you could find out what Q is, find out what W is, then you actually have more data to answer the problem, answer the question. And so that's what I invite people to do is like visit seminaries, visit religious communities, and you get more data, you can answer the question better. That's what I say.
Day two. would describe Steubenville as is marvelous. It was a great time and it was a lot of time to grow in my faith.
I would describe Steubenville in one word as memorable.
One word I would use to describe Steubenville is insane.
If I had to use one word to describe Steubenville, I think I would say beautiful. It's such a unique experience, and from the mass to the music and the friendships that you make and everything in between, it's just so unique and everybody should try it, but it's beautiful.
My Steubenville experience was amazing, and one word I would use to describe it would be wholesome.
Inspiring.
Life-changing.
Fulfilling.